Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Cassandra, and we're with the Sisters Wood, and this is ParaChat. And the girls are here, so here they are.
Hello, everyone. Hope you're all having a great Friday.
We are having a great Friday, by the way.
Yeah, wonderful. What are we going to talk about tonight?
We're actually going to be talking about reincarnation, deja vu.
Oh, yes. All the parts that we know are out there and everybody's ready to talk about this evening. We have a few topics that we'd like to go through too. And at the end of the evening, we're going to do some different. I have my nice grid here with my pendulum. And
we're going to do a session on that and see how that goes.
Yes, we do want to ask some questions. I do want to start off by saying this. This evening, when we do start, I'm going to ask that my spirit guides and family really answer your guys' questions. Due to some health issues, I'm finding out that my family is pushing, I think, into the communications that we're doing. I don't know, out of worry or what, but I really want them to help you guys as the listeners get your communications through, and we would like to get plenty of that this evening.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
And the thing about, communication, you always want to communicate with respect. You always want to communicate with respect. You want to treat everyone like, they're people, because they were people at one time. And you always want to remember that when you go investigating. We're not only, just people, but, we coexist together, and we need to respect each other. And that's why we're going to get into the topic of reincarnation, because it's such a special topic. Nobody really knows, or can really debunk reincarnation, because, things, as for example, when you leave this earth, when your essence, leaves your body, your essence remains, I believe.
Can the people in chat let us know if you guys can hear us okay? Thank you. You guys might want to speak up a little bit more.
Okay, so the first thing, I was doing research into reincarnation because I have been very interested in this, and as we're taught through our lives, there's certain aspects, and reincarnation has always come up. I did learn a little bit about Hinduism. Hinduism, their basic bottom line of their faith and belief in their religion of Hindu is reincarnation. They wholeheartedly believe everything, every being, anything, the smallest of insects to the largest of animals to a human being, all have souls.
Even like they say, even like a rock too.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And the way I'm understanding reincarnation is based on the information they gave me, and I believe Dalai Lama's have a similar belief to Hinduism. And in the information, they gave a lot about how different religions believe in reincarnation, how people believe in reincarnation. And one of it is we have desires. We all want to fulfill our desires. Is everyone able to fulfill every desire in life?
Like what's left, to do, you mean?
Mhm.
Like what, like,
I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to go here. I want to go here, there. So in your mind, you spend so many years thinking about what you want to do. You even go so far as to make a bucket list.
yeah.
And those are your desires.
Oh.
And other things, your career, the way your life goes, family, creating a family, getting it, whatever the case may be. They believe that as long as you have desires to fulfill, you have continued lives after death to come back to fulfill those.
Oh.
And then karma comes into effect. If your soul has fulfilled its desires and has grown enough, karma will allow you to no longer reincarnate. Now, this is according to what they were
because
saying.
you ascend to a higher level,
Mm-hmm.
in my understanding.
Yeah.
Girls, it's funny you said karma because we have a karma knows, and we have Patrick Bear. Say hello.
Hello, Patrick. Hello, karma knows.
So, that's interesting because I believe that we all have a soul. This is my personal belief. And the soul, it grows and it moves on and it never dies. The body, the physical body does, but I believe the soul goes on forever. There's no beginning and no end to the soul, right?
Mm-hmm.
It just goes into different bodies, into different entities. It could be a rock, like you guys said, a tree, a leaf, a butterfly. It could be anything that has life. And that's what connects us all.
Yes. Yes. And it really does, because there's certain religions that believe not in reincarnation, because Catholicism doesn't believe in reincarnation, but they believe in resurrection.
Right.
So to me, it's just another R word, because it means one and the same. So,
but there's I heard that incarnation would be like, say, the first time, or
the soul's gotten to life.
where the first time there's a soul in a body or whatever, and then reincarnation would be like
a recycling,
or plenty of souls that you've been a few people. Like, it's just the vessel would be different. Like your essence, would go into another body, and then that would have, like, say,
certain aspects of you,
right? Like
certain aspects of the you from before,
right? And I believe that atoms, in their smallest form, are very powerful. They are the memories are there, being that we never die, including our body. Even when our body dies and decays, it turns into something else. It's still a material body, so the atoms are still there. They spread, or they go into the earth, or wherever it is that our bodies go through after they die, being buried or being cremated. I mean, it just goes on to live differently in other beings, in other I don't know, wherever it ends up. Some people spread your like ashes onto the ocean. Maybe they go into a fish, or they go into a plant in the ocean. And so atoms remember all this, right?
Yeah, I think what I heard is sometimes people are reincarnated into other smaller beings, an ant, or a spider, things that we fear.
We're all connected.
Yes, there is a connection, because I can come back a horse next life, or I can come back a beautiful dog, or a small, what is those little teacup ones?
That cute little chihuahuas.
Yeah, the little chihuahuas and the Yorkies, the little teacup ones.
Yeah.
You could be that. But your personality will still be in you. And you know what's funny is that we have 2 dogs at home, and both of them are very loving. But the girl dog looks into
Very
my
different.
she looks in my eyes, and I just want to say, do I know you? Because she's looking that deep, and we've never had a dog do that before, but she just looks like, I want to be loved. And then she's like looking into my soul. That's how I feel. And it's like, okay, I must have known you in somewhere, because no one would really think a dog could see you and, oh, okay, you're very loving. I want to talk to you more.
Almost like well, the thing with reincarnation or with anything on this planet and with us, with humans, animals, creatures, all of that stuff, we all have a purpose.
Yes.
We all have to fulfill something. We all have to manifest that desire that we want.
What makes us happy, and if we're happy, we make others happy.
Yes.
We don't become pains in the asses to other people.
Well, when I went to a medium, she tells me, and this could take this funny. Please take this.
Yeah,
funny.
let's just have fun. Let's have chill time.
Yeah, it was so hilarious when she says to me, you know, you're not having children this lifetime because you need a rest. And I said, why do I need a rest? She said, because in other lifetimes you've had so many children that God has told you, or whoever you believe in has believed and has thought, man, this lady needs a rest. She doesn't need to run around from children in this lifetime. So she said, in your next lifetime, you could have children again. So same thing she said. If you want your dogs to reincarnate, your dogs will reincarnate. If you don't want them to reincarnate now, they'll reincarnate later.
The thing is that I heard that people who reincarnate choose to reincarnate. They choose what life they want to live, like what lesson they want to learn. And that's the thing with, like, say, if I'm a bad person in life now, and then my soul leaves my body, and then I want to make up for that somehow in another body, like say in a newborn baby, a baby boy, and I want to, turn into, do good. I want to, help the homeless. I want to do as good as I can.
Right.
And speak beautifully and talk beautifully, all of that. Love more and embrace things more.
Yes. And we want to say that this reincarnation idea is also not just Buddhism, but how do you say
Buddhism,
but also we've heard it in Catholicism as well. Like when Jesus was reborn. I mean, there's I believe Paul, was it, that was the one that reincarnated? I'm not too sure.
Yeah,
because I don't follow Catholicism, but I believe we're all connected. I don't believe it has anything to do with religion. I think it has a lot to do with what you believe in, how you act towards each other, how you behave. If you want good things, put good things out there, because karma. I think it'll get you. Right? If not this time, on the next lifetime.
And people always say, I want that person to get back. I want to get back at that person in some way. Like karma will get them back. They try to rush it. They try to say, let's do this now. Let's do this now. No, karma may not get you, may not get the person you think deserves it, but it could turn back on you. That's why I never wish bad karma on someone, because it could come back and hit you tenfold, and you just don't want that.
Right. No. The desire can kick you in the butt.
Exactly.
It's the intention. Like I said before in previous videos, and all the times that I've said, it's an intention, even with
Mhm.
communication with other spirits
Mhm.
or
That's
with
true.
anyone. Like if you intend to hurt someone,
Mhm.
it's gonna come back to you.
Right.
The energy, it
And the memory of this energy through the atoms, I believe, and I mean through whatever it is that we don't understand, which is because we're connected through the universe. We're all connected. On chat, we have Patrick says that he used to be a soldier. Oh, he said, I was a soldier in many lives before, and I am an old soul. I was a military police officer in this life. So it looks like he kept that
It continued.
that continuing his passion, right?
Mhm, his
And it's
personality.
funny that he mentions this because there's a whole bunch of people out there that have said that they've had memories from their past life, right?
Yes.
For example, there's a couple of twins named Pollock twins,
Yes.
and they were born to a couple. Let me see, John and Florence. John and Florence, right?
Mhm.
And
Yes.
they both were pregnant. They had their babies and two girls. One was 6, and one is which is Jacqueline, and Joanne is 11. This was in 1957. They were on their way to church, and the girls got hit by a car, and sadly they perished. And then the couple was really sad, but John said, "You know what? We're gonna get pregnant because I feel that we're gonna have twins. We're gonna have twins." And he convinced Florence to get pregnant again, and try again for another baby. So, she got pregnant a year later, and the doctor kept telling them that it was going to be one baby, one girl. And John felt it that it was twins. He's like, "No, we're having twins. The doctor's wrong. We're having twins." Well, when the baby was born, guess what?
Sure enough.
There were two.
two baby girls.
Yes, one was named Jillian and the other one Jennifer. Um, and they both were born with birthmarks. Jillian had a birthmark on her chin and Jennifer on her forehead, which matched where they were hit and when they perished.
Oh.
And they also, both of them had birthmarks on their waist in the exact same location where they were hit by the bus or the car. Sorry, by the car.
Oh my
So
goodness.
the little girls grew up, and as they grew up, the parents noticed that they had memories about things that they hadn't lived, memories from the other girls. Can you believe that, girls? Can you understand that? That's crazy to me.
It is. It is because you never expected. I mean,
And they
lot
were
of
afraid
us.
of cars.
Ooh,
They had a phobia,
even worse,
and
yeah.
they also, I heard that they named their dolls the same way, the same name as when they were not, when they
Yeah.
were on this earth before, and their parents were like, "What is happening?"
But after a while, they realized that they were remembering or having memories that their first kids had. Like one of them, who was Joanne, that when that perished, was 11, and the little one was Jacqueline, 6. They noticed that Jillian be would follow Jennifer around, and Jennifer would want to take care of Jillian because Jennifer in her past life was Joanne, who the girl who was 11.
Even though they were the same age, the older one, I mean the younger one, was kind of like more submissive to the older sister, supposedly, even though they were the same age. It was weird. It was like when I heard that story, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yes, and there's a lot more stories about people who tell their stories about how they remember their past life. And really what it is they remember the past life they lived right before the present one.
Mm-hmm.
And they have these birthmarks. What do you think, Diana?
Listen, there's even the aspect of children remembering the past lives, but the adults remembering their childhood memories. Now, they say as you get older, those memories will dissipate. But how much of it? I mean, technically, deja vu And dreams
Deja vu.
always come back. And the real meaning of deja vu in French is seen before, or
yes.
I've seen you. So what does that mean? Generally, when I read it, it said deja vu lasts about 30 seconds, and it gives off a sense of euphoria. So with these birthmarks, these are definitely, especially if it's the same place in each of the areas that the other children had it, you know, it's hard to say. I would say definitely reincarnation. We all have crazy dreams.
I'm thinking, those birthmarks are from their past life where it was so traumatic, dude. Like they were so shocked and it was too much. Obviously they passed away from it, and so they felt that they needed to come back, and then the birthmarks lead exactly in the locations where they were hit. That's really weird, right? I think it's the out of memory because it's like actual body, like DNA coming back, the soul coming back into a new body.
Well, maybe it's the soul's way of remembering what happened to them.
I think it's shock.
Yeah.
Like your atoms were in shock, and
it rocked that soul.
Right.
That's what it did.
It reverberated. It remembered. It absorbed that shock, and it stayed. And that's because, like you said, there's an essence of you that kind of remains.
Yes.
And then what's crazy is that it remains only until like you're like 5 years old.
Right, because the girls forgot. They totally forgot about it when they turned 5.
5.
Isn't that weird? So let me tell you, if reincarnation is real, and we've all reincarnated, how come we don't remember our past lives?
What's funny is that what I remember when I was like 6 or 8, I remember asking my mom, saying, "Was I a cheerleader in my past life? Was I?"
You're a cheerleader now.
Like I didn't know what past life was. I didn't know what any of that. I was like, "Was I a cheerleader? Did I have black, long, straight hair? Was I Japanese?" I was like, yeah, I asked my mom, and I was like, and she's like, yeah, like kind of brushing it off like I'm crazy or something. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess I was. And so I left it alone.
Yeah.
I was 8 years old. So
and so how did you know about past lives though?
I don't know. I just kind of said, was I this in my past life?
Well, I think when we're children, let's say we have a dream, and the dream feels real. It's almost like I'm hugging you now, and in a dream that hug may have felt just as real as the hug I just gave you. And that's how sometimes our past lives come to us. Things, and kids have imagination.
Yes.
And we think about it too, because I saw a video, and it was through Facebook, and the mother was talking to her young kid. And when she was talking to her young kid, the kid says, "Mom and she's talking about her mom's mom, her grandma. And she starts talking about her grandma. And she says, she calls her mom the nickname and says her grandma is here."
Oh, wow.
And she's saying something. And the mom's face went into shock.
Yeah.
So kids are able, like I said, I was seeing a being when I was a young kid, but did I ever forget it? Never. That's something you'd always forget as you grew older. But when your sibling makes it more significant by saying, "I saw it too," and he remembers as an adult, what does that say about the both of us?
Right.
I'm Okay, I'm going to age myself. I'm closer to 50 than I am 40, but we won't say the age.
Somewhere in that arena.
You're a young
Exactly.
girl. Don't worry
Yes.
about it.
So after all these years, how come I can remember it? How come my brother can remember it? And that's what a lot of children remember. But it was significant in both of our lives that we remember it. I could probably close my eyes and someone could tell me, what do you see? This is what I see. I see a lady with dark hair. It was curly. It was long. I saw a beautiful white dress, but the ends of it were tattered. He said the same thing, but I said white dress. He said yellow. So there it goes again. There's something there. And souls do have a connection to you. They do. So if the soul has a connection, you let's say something takes someone's life, an illness or an accident takes someone's life, and let's say they're young. Did they get to fulfill every desire? I don't think they did.
No.
I don't think they fulfilled.
But maybe
any
their desire might have been to give their family or mother happiness to have a baby. Like, I think everyone has a purpose since they're born,
Exactly.
right? Like, there's a reason for everything. I believe. I mean, but I mean, the fact that you remember all those details, that's crazy.
Yeah, and I could see her walking down the hallway too.
We have we have Angie, our fourth Parababe, on ParaChat. Want to say hi to her? She's on there.
Angie, we miss you. We can't wait to see you.
Next Friday. Wait, Thursday.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about where we're gonna go, girls.
Oh,
First, let's talk about where we've been.
Okay.
Okay, first let me say something real quick.
Yes.
Patrick was actually saying that each life we live, we have to learn, and if we don't learn to be a good person, then we are sent back to learn how to be good to our fellow man. And that's what I said earlier.
Yeah.
It's totally true.
It is.
That makes sense, Patrick.
I wholeheartedly agree. That is very true.
Yes, and he says he remembers
certain
being
places.
A soldier. Yeah.
And certain places. And that brings us back to Anne Frank, where she where this lady reincarnated into, I guess, to Anne Frank or whatever. She was Anne Frank.
Oh.
And that she wanted to go there and experience, I guess, to go see the house or whatever.
Oh, the town.
Right, the town. And her parents took her and they were looking at a map and they were saying, oh, well, I don't know where it's at. Let me look at the map. And she goes, oh, I know where it's at. Follow me, Mom, Dad. And then they go straight to the house.
Wow.
And they go in and she's like, oh, here, this is where I put my posters up. This is where I hid. And blah, blah, blah.
And that's when people say that remember their past lives, that they have a sense of not belonging or missing something in their present time. Like they want to travel, they want to go somewhere, they want to visit this location that they remember because they feel like they don't quite fit into their new life, which is kind of sad. I wouldn't want to remember my past life. I don't think. Do you?
If I was a mean person, if I was cruel to people, if I was a completely evil person, would I want to remember that person? Never.
No.
But if I was good, if doppelgangers. Doppelgangers is another thing that has always come up.
What is it?
A doppelganger is your twin.
Double twins.
We talked about that today. Yeah.
But it's a twin you've never met.
Right.
You don't know. And if you probably did meet them, you probably didn't recognize the look. But how about when people say, oh, Diana, you look like this girl that I knew 5 years ago and I lost touch with her. She moved away here. Or Carmen, 15 years ago, my best friend in high school, she looked exactly like you. How could someone look exactly like someone without being that person? Mind you, you've got separate DNA. You've got separate mother and fathers. And the question then rises, okay, Carmen is, let's say, okay, you're Hispanic. The other person could probably be a darker looking Caucasian person.
From
But-
a totally different country
Exactly.
and different time. Have you guys seen those pictures
Yeah.
of the famous people that found pictures that look just like these people from like other times
Mm-hmm.
from the past?
It's the Adams
Exactly.
people.
The
The
Adams.
Yes.
They remember. And they remember, like, not only memories, not only, like, maybe facial
Birthmark.
features. Maybe if they can remember birthmarks,
Yeah.
they can do a whole face.
Yeah, I think
They can
so.
do, like, I don't know, a cut off leg or something.
Especially if there's a lot of reincarnation recycling going on,
Mhm.
right?
Mm. How about looking like family members? I mean, some children really look like the parent or the grandparent, or sometimes they look like their uncles.
But there's less DNA.
Yeah, but so how could you get a doppelganger?
Adams. Adams remember memory.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, explain this. There's twins born, and let's say one gets adopted over here and the other one gets adopted over there. They find each other later on in life when they're adults, and all of a sudden they say, "Oh, we both like golf. We both wear these shirts. We wear the same pair of jeans. We're married to the same like the same wife. Let's say they'll have the same names. They look exactly the same because they're twins,
Mm-hmm.
but they live practically the same life. Sometimes they have a boy and a girl, both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've heard of some divorcing and they married a new lady with the same names.
It's crazy.
So that to me is like entanglement. It's
Yeah.
that crazy entanglement people talk about.
Oh,
It
yeah.
It is.
Oh,
It
that's
is.
weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just so weird. Like,
It changed. I mean, they could be separated miles and miles and miles away, like across the world.
Thousands of
They're
miles.
doing the same things.
and don't even get me
Exactly.
started on, like, parallel universes, because that's the same thing. I think it's the same
It
thing.
is.
If we, like say, if I'm doing this ParaChat here, I might be doing, like, something
An
else.
investigation
An investigation
at another location.
at another location as myself, maybe with different hair, maybe, but myself, my essence would be the same, but like on different levels. And I think that's what it's all intertwined.
Right.
Yeah, and you know what's weird is that if you really look at it, the good people, the ones that try to live a giving life, a generous life, a generosity, the living to say, please, thank you, I love you as my friend, I want to keep you as my friend. All those people need to be reincarnated, because for all the evil that happens, there's good that happens.
It's a balance.
Yeah.
It is.
It's definitely a balance, and that's why, like, say I was bad, then I'll be good. There's a balance.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say if like I was nice to animals or whatever, then maybe I'll turn into an animal or something. I don't know.
Right.
There's kind of like a
Mhm.
balance. Like, if almost like when someone dies, someone has to be born. Stuff like that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes total sense. I mean, there's deja vu. I have deja vu all the time. Just today I had an episode, and it's crazy because I don't understand what it is. I don't know why I see the things I see, and not only see it, but I feel it. It's like I'm remembering stuff. Like I just told my sister today, it's like, whoa, I just had another deja vu episode. I go, we were doing this, I was looking at that, you were doing that, you were standing there, and now it's gone. So it's just like 2 seconds of it. And I'm like, I feel like I'm remembering that I did this before.
And
That's
so,
weird.
it's crazy. It does get really crazy.
And I get them all the time.
Mm.
I'm sure other people out there have.
It's true, and it is one thing that I think everyone in this life has experienced, from the youngest to the oldest, could tell you they've had it.
Yeah.
Like I would experience like more like premonition, like in a dream,
Mhm.
or like if I felt like deja vu or whatever, it would be like a feeling only.
Mhm.
I wouldn't have a vision. I wouldn't, like feel any different or whatever. Like I would just, be like, oh, this feels funny. I've done this before,
Mhm.
and that's it. That's like 30 seconds, like they say.
Yeah, it's
But
2 seconds. It's like super quick.
Yeah.
But you
because-
feel it in your body. You feel it in your soul. You feel it, and you're positive that you've done this before.
Yeah, and it irks me more than the 30 seconds because it's like you're thinking about it and you're saying, okay, I need to stop thinking about it because I really, really am trying to remember where it was. And sometimes it is your dreams telling you certain things. And remember, the subconscious is the easiest to penetrate. So anytime you may feel deja vu, think about the dreams that you have.
exactly. I mean, what are dreams? I mean, what is the purpose of dreams?
They're doors.
You do travel. I mean,
They're
I
doors.
travel. I meet people. I'm hanging out with people that I don't know in this life, and I feel like they're my family. We're in another location. We're talking to each other like we know each other for our whole lives, and it's just a dream.
Yeah. It's like I met Cass and Carmen, I think 2 years ago, right? We went to the concert
Yeah.
2 years ago. We went to a concert, but the whole time that the little bits of time in between the concert that we saw each other, when we went to the concert, I had fun.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't talk, we danced, we had fun, we partied. But I look at it afterwards and it's like, you know what? There was something about them. It's like, I've known you before,
Yeah.
but I can't get it. It's like,
Well,
okay,
that's the soulmates.
yeah.
Because soulmates doesn't really mean, oh, your partner that you're gonna marry or you're gonna be, together with,
to,
connected to.
Yeah.
Soulmates can be friends and family.
I think
Mhm.
Karma knows. She says that she's having deja vu right now.
No, karma.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
And they do that past life regret. Is it aggression?
Regression.
Regression.
Aggression is hard.
Yeah, past life regression. I'd be interested in finding out what the past life.
I have
held for
present
me.
time aggression. Is that the same thing?
I don't know. Some of these people, though, they can drive you to aggression.
Right?
That's for sure. And, we want to talk a little bit about Cassandra and Carmen's visit with Michael Scott.
Oh my God, that was awesome.
I saw both videos. I like them. Let me tell you, Black Star keeps us going back for
Black
more
Star
and more.
Canyon.
It is the place to go to get different things every single day.
And you get evidence.
That pentagram, oh,
I'm sorry, I was freaked out. Car says she kept her cool. She was really good, but I was like, no, this is not normal.
But I agree with Michael Scott. It depends on how you look at it. It's the intention. Well, we don't know what the intention was behind it, who put it there. But like, if you you let it scare you, I don't know. I mean, because I saw it as like a because I've seen pentagrams and pentacles, and it kind of looks like,
it was creepy.
It was creepy.
It was creepy.
Especially at night.
Yes, especially at night. At night, everything's creepy. Even the frog we saw crossing the road was creepy.
I like the frogs. The frogs were cute.
I was like, whoa, what is that? And I'm like, oh, it's a cute froggy.
And they start talking in the beginning about the drumming. And what comes up?
Drums.
Drumming. So whatever is there that was previously there, as far as battles, wars, whatever the case may be at the time.
Yeah.
The Native Americans were involved. Soldiers were involved. Whoever was involved.
Miners lived there and worked hard for that money, and a lot were killed in the mines.
Yeah, and we thought that was the electric box.
Yes, but that's the good thing about reading about history about places.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, we want to go to so many places. We are now reading about them before we go and visit them because we want to know what happened there. We want to know facts.
Yes, like the Whaley House.
Mm-hmm.
We love the Whaley House. I think our Queen Mary visit next week is going to be good.
Oh, yeah, we're going to the Queen Mary.
Yay! Angela, our fourth Parababe.
I can't wait.
To answer Karma's question,
Yes.
how much time has passed between walking by that spot and then finding it? Well, we started walking.
What time did we get there?
Well,
It was still light.
we're
so it
supposed to
had
meet
be
him
6.
at
5.
like 5.
Right.
We got there at 5. We met up with Michael, and then we walked over to into the canyon, and it takes about like an hour to get to the first bridge, and then it took like maybe a few minutes to get to the second bridge. We were there investigating. It was like 3 or 4 hour investigation. We were really documenting and looking around and asking questions, doing the dowsing rod. There's a lot of things that we didn't put in the video.
Yes, we had like more than 3 hours of footage.
It's a long time.
Yes, we were there for a long time.
It was a long time.
It was great then.
But we
That
we obviously didn't want to make it too long. I mean, already it was almost an hour long, and we thought that was really long. But we didn't want to leave out things that were important to us, for everyone. We wanted everyone to see and hear and feel what we were feeling that night.
And the thing is, that's totally, if you look at every other Black Star Canyon video that's been done on our YouTube channel, you will see the differences.
And he keeps calling us back.
Mm-hmm.
And the distance from the second and the first bridge, like it's quite a distance. It's like it takes at least like 30 minutes to walk, and then we stop and look around and record.
There's a lot of walking.
Yeah, and so like there's like an hour distance from like that little corner spot where we found the pentagram.
Yes.
And it was dark, so we didn't see anything.
Yes, Patrick, it freaked me out too. Mm-hmm. It freaked me out.
Yeah, I wasn't able to make it, but let me tell you, it looked very interesting. Another place that we're planning on going is a place that I know of only because I have family buried there, and it is the Holy Cross Cemetery in Culver City. This cemetery has housed several famous people of back in the day. Mm-hmm. We have Bing Crosby. Tell me if you don't remember Bela Lugosi, the original Dracula.
Exactly.
Rita Hayworth, Jimmy Durante, all of the people back in the 50s, 60s, 70s.
Especially Jimmy Durante.
Yes.
Like he was a character. That's for sure. Yeah.
And my grandmother is actually buried near Walter Brennan, I believe. If I'm correct, he did like television hosting or anchoring or something. I can't remember exactly what. And then, who do we have but Sharon Tate?
Wow. Tell me about her.
Buried in the section right next to where
Tell us about her for us. We don't know who she is.
The people of my age, I think, remember hearing about them. My mother's age would definitely know who Sharon Tate was. She was married to Roman Polanski. We know who Roman Polanski is even to this day.
Yeah.
But back then, she was pregnant with his child. Charles Manson sent Tex Watson, and I can't remember the 3 girls' names.
Okay.
But they were all sent to that house where the heiress to the Folgers coffee fortune was in the same house, and they were murdered. So we're hoping
in cold blood.
Yes.
That's horrible. But why were they murdered?
The man,
they thought someone else lived there. And he was, I don't know if if Charles Manson worked there. I don't know what the issue was with the previous owner
Oh
of
my
that
God.
home,
Yeah.
but he sent Tex Watson and the girls there to kill him. And then the LaBianca family, I believe, was the next day or the next week. They were murdered as a family next.
Oh my God.
So this is someone that was murdered by Charles Manson. There is a grotto area.
Right.
And if you're looking at my family's plot and you look up, there's the grotto. To the left of, if you're looking at the grotto that way, to the left, there's another area where people are buried, and she's right at the beginning of that area.
And the grotto's so huge. I saw it,
It
in,
is.
on the website. It's huge.
Yeah.
And from what I heard, I've seen the Manson murder movie. Like,
Mhm.
it's like a documentary. I guess they do it for everyone, regardless of what they do. I guess famous murderers, famous people.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
They do documentaries on them, and basically the Manson people. I guess there was like a clan or a family, and he was the main guy, and he would tell his family to go do these things, and a lot of the times they were at random,
And
like,
it's cults, the cultish.
they called it a
Oh my God.
cultish-esque, you know,
Yeah.
Type of thing.
type of people or whatever. But I think they hated famous people.
Oh,
They
really?
hated people with money, and I think they were more
Jealous.
Yeah.
yeah, they wanted them to suffer, but I'm not quite sure on that. Don't quote me on it. But that's what I learned in the movie, and that that's why there was like random people, like you would show up on the news dead, and they were at fault. Like there was no connection, there was no pattern, there was no, like, say, like the Zodiac killer.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He had a pattern, and he had his technical way of doing things.
Right. But they never caught him, right?
But that's like a sociopath
Yeah.
kind of mentality. But
And they caught this Mason.
Manson.
Manson.
Mhm.
Manson.
Charles Manson. And he was actually caught, but he never went to the murders. So he tried to say, I had nothing to
It
do
wasn't
with it.
me.
It wasn't me. Wash my
Because
hands of
he
it.
would
I
send
never
his
said-
family. He would send
Yeah.
his family to do it, and then he would try to wash his hands of it. But there was like evidence.
Exactly.
And,
Exactly.
and then they turned on him.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they shaved their head. He shaved his head. They shaved their head. It was the same exact thing. And it was known to be like the Manson family. And then people were outside, Charles Manson, yeah. Oh my gosh. It was like he was end all be all. That was it. And then you kind of like, you would probably say he's a smaller version of the Waco, Texas guy.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of think that way.
That
He's
was
a
terrible.
smaller, yeah, the smaller version of it
Mhm.
is like if he would have told them, go kill yourself, they probably would.
Wow.
But what do you think this would have to do with reincarnation? Do you think that maybe he was reincarnated to be a bad guy in this life?
But I mean, how do you
don't
know when
know.
you're reincarnating what kind of person you're going to be in that present life?
Apparently, you choose.
When do you choose? There's an in-between before you reincarnate to the new body?
Yeah, there's always an in-between. There's all,
Mm.
well, I was raised, again, in the Catholic faith.
Mm-hmm.
There is purgatory. Purgatory is where your body's technically.
But isn't purgatory before heaven or hell? Not the next life? Because you guys don't really, like Catholics don't really believe in reincarnation.
Well, they believe in resurrection, but
But that's not the same thing.
it's not. And this is the whole thing. We're never judged. When's the day of judging? The day of judging is when the world ends, right? When everybody's done everything, that's when you get judged. So where do you go until that day?
Oh, gotcha.
Where do you go until your judgment day? Because no one's been judged. No one.
And also, who do you go to choose your body or reincarnation area?
And how do you know where to go?
Right. It's like you just kind of float around, or I
Well,
don't know. That's why we do what we do, because we
want to ask and we want to find out. But they don't answer those questions.
it's interesting.
No, and the funny thing is, sometimes, it's kind of like, okay, I was a painter in this life. You're a music artist. So what do you do when you go to heaven? What does your soul do when you go to the other side?
Well,
sing?
what if you don't believe in a soul? And what if you don't believe in reincarnation? Or you don't believe in heaven or hell? You don't believe in any of this? Do you still go?
Well, your soul has to go somewhere. Listen, the thing that helps you breathe and to help you take a breath every day, to close your eyes. You may never dream once you close your eyes, but the moment you wake up, how are you able to do that?
But see, that has to do with belief. It's what you believe. So what I believe, just me personally, just because you don't believe in it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
And no one has proven that it doesn't exist.
No one's proven it. Right? And this is why us as paranormal investigators, we ask these questions. We go to these places. We want to know what happens. Why do we want to know? Because we're human beings.
Mm-hmm.
We're curious. This is why things get invented. This is why there's technology. Why? Because we're curious to see, to find out. We want knowledge.
So what if in this lifetime you have a regret of life in your life that is so strong that you take it after you leave this life, get reincarnated, go into someone else in another vessel? Do you try to
Fulfill
that
regret?
That regret, or that?
Oh my God.
Do you try and fulfill it? Do you try and make the closest people in your life more of a priority if that's the issue? Do you try and give yourself a break and take a vacation because you never gave yourself a break and never took a vacation before?
Mm-hmm.
Do you spend that quality time doing something that you regret? Oh, I regret I didn't travel to the Bahamas and Southeast Asia and go to New Zealand and Australia and Europe and Asia, wherever you want to go. That is my biggest regret. If I took that as my biggest regret in life, what will happen in the next life? Mm-hmm. Will I fulfill all that?
I guess if you're a good person, you're able to move on to a better life.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? I mean, I don't know what other people believe. I'm not very knowledgeable on what other religions believe in, but I know a lot of the religions believe in reincarnation, and they believe in karma, and they believe that, do good, upon others.
Patrick says, you are not given a choice. I believe you have to return to learn by changing your new life from your old life's mistakes.
So what do you guys think? What do you guys think God fits into all this? Touchy, I know.
Because I'm going to tell you, it's all your belief in your faith.
Exactly.
It's your belief in your faith.
I think it has to do with faith.
Yes.
Like what you feel in here is true to you.
Do you not believe there's an architect that built all this?
Well,
there has to be.
You think so?
That there was.
But I'm going to say there's the highest being created the universe. How did he create the universe? Millions and millions and millions of years ago. And we just don't know.
So you think there's a beginning and an end?
Or an infinite loop?
I think that, hey, there's black holes in the universe, right?
Yeah.
So could you go through the black hole to another universe?
Another
Or, I mean,
dimension.
another dimension.
Who knows?
You really don't know, because
No one really knows.
if someone says to me, Earth is the only place that has life, how is that true? How is it true that we were made here to have life, but Mars, Jupiter, even the sun can't have other beings, other entities on their land,
Or as far as we
They're-
know, we don't know.
their planet.
Because there's creatures at the bottom of the sea that
We've never seen.
we've never seen.
No one's
or
ever
that,
seen.
Like only have cameras can see.
Not even them,
that
because
are
they
at-
can't go all the way
right, that are
down.
at such a depth, and
The pressure.
yeah, the pressure, and also they know how to survive with the methane gas that's down there.
You're right.
That bubbles up.
Mhm.
That is also in the Bermuda Triangle, apparently. So it's like
Oh.
all the mysteries,
Mhm.
are connected. It's like weird.
It's
Right.
true. And think about it. We breathe in oxygen and we breathe out CO2.
Mhm.
So what's in our body that converts the oxygen?
But we're a machine. We're organic machines.
Yes, but it's saying I blow out CO2, but I take in oxygen.
Mhm.
What's in my body that converts that oxygen to the CO2 that come out?
People in the chat, can you guys still see us? I think we had a
Oh, I see us.
yeah. Okay, good. We're back.
Yes.
We had a little glitch there for a second.
Yeah, there's definitely there's a lot hidden from us, and we've seen that time and time again when we do our spirit box communication,
Mhm.
or just any kind of communication. We've never done the Ouija board, but we do have our pendulum grid here, our Diana's grid, that we laser engrave for her. Especially, it's all with good intention, with
Mhm.
positivity, and that's what we're about.
Yeah.
We want to find out answers, find out, I guess, our life's desires, or life secrets.
Right. And I think everybody wishes they could know, right? Like,
Mhm.
for example, will I get married next year? Or will I finally graduate from college next year? Or, I think people want to know. But sometimes the spirits don't answer because maybe they don't know themselves.
Well, you can't sit here and say, I'm going to ask them, so will I be rich in 5 years?
Yeah.
Do you think that they would answer me?
I don't think they know, do
It's
they?
the power of choice.
Mm.
It's the power of choice.
Freedom.
I can go out today and get a lotto, but the choice would be then, will the numbers on the lotto be selected?
Right.
There you go. So
See, I think you kind of change the I don't want to say atoms.
chemistry.
I don't want to say atoms or energy. You change the universe somehow. You push things to not go in your favor because you know what's going to happen in the future. I mean, it's kind of like, you're not supposed to know the future. You're not
No.
supposed to know.
No, you're supposed to go through life as if it's a gift. And the gift is what you make of it. And that's what I believe. You make of this life exactly what you put into it.
Right.
And if you put good into it, you're going to get good out of it. It's the same thing. But the good thing may not be monetary. It may be family and friends. You just don't know what it's going to pick. But you put good into something, you'll definitely get good out of it.
Yeah, and like I said, it's intention. It's actually, especially when you're doing EVP or spirit communication, you want to ask respectfully. You want to, if you want to get anywhere or have any kind of communication with anyone, you have to have them trust you.
Mhm.
And if they don't trust you, if they don't feel comfortable talking with you, then they're not going to talk to you. It's as simple as that. I mean, it's human nature. Like Patrick was saying that, like when he does the EVPs, like he's gotten EVPs asking people to pray for them. I mean, everybody needs help.
Yes.
Everyone is always learning.
Everybody needs positive energy. Everybody needs prayer. Doesn't matter what religion you're in or you believe in, prayer helps. It's like meditation. It's the concentration you have towards something or someone that you're sending them all your positive energies. That works. I tell you because I've seen it. So prayer is not just, oh, Catholics praying or,
I don't think it is. I think
It's energy.
you can pray for yourself.
It's energy.
If I sat there and I said, okay, I really hope and pray that this person can have I didn't use God. I said, I'm really hoping and praying that this person feels better, or this person gets what they need, because right now they're so down in the dumps that I really am hoping that they get what they want.
And it works because we're all connected.
Yes.
We all come from stardust, right? We all got here through the stars because we're part of this big universe. Just because we're here and we don't see, or we can't go outside of Earth and see and walk around on the moon, let's say, and see the Earth from the moon, does not mean it's not there. That's why I'm thinking, just because we don't see it does not mean it's not there. And then today I heard somebody say, just because something about like that they say, oh, ghosts don't exist, or they only exist at night, you can only see them and communicate with them at night. That's not true, because they're everywhere, day and night.
Exactly. Sometimes at work, I have a uncle that started a business, and I work in the business, and sometimes I'll be sitting in the office. That's literally, if I open my door, I have someone else in that same office he was in, and he could say something to me and I can hear it. That's how close we are.
Okay.
So when I smell this smell, or I hear people whistling, my uncle used to whistle all the time.
It triggers a memory.
Yes. And that's why someone told me they didn't like whistling. They didn't like to hear people whistling. I said, I love hearing my boyfriend whistle. Every time I hear that man whistle, Uncle Jess. It's every single time I hear it, because I always want him to whistle. It just brings back those memories, because that man literally, when we were kids, got down, played with us, got to the bare basics, sat on that floor, played on that floor. We were young kids.
And look, he lives on through you.
Yes.
Because of memory.
Yes.
Like of what you remember. And sometimes memories, you don't know what's going to trigger. Like you can be walking by somebody and all of a sudden you smell like a perfume or a cologne or something. You're like, oh my God, this takes me back to 19 blah 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 when I was with blah 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 blah, and it just takes you back. Memory is very much alive.
Oh yeah.
And it doesn't, you don't have to really have the greatest brain, because I have terrible memory. But let me tell you, if I smell something or I see something, it'll trigger.
It always does. It really does. Sometimes, and then, like I said, lately, I've been feeling it's not just they're communicating in the spirit box, because I'm hearing a lot of Diana, I love yous. And I know that's my father saying it. And I know he's very worried, whatever the situation may be. But for me, it feels good to know that he's there. And maybe he wants to be there. Who knows? we're gonna have a guest, I hope, next Friday. I
Right.
really, really want this person on because I have to thank her. She's given me some great cards. Recently, based on my health issues, she gave me a Peace Tarot card and an Omega. And in the description that she read to me about those two cards is exactly the situation. And I'm telling you, the one thing she has always given me in every single card, this is the word: patience.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
a very impatient person at times.
But aren't we all? I mean, we're living
Yes.
in a time when we get everything quickly,
Yes.
right? I mean,
It's like, get on
technology
your computer, ask
now,
a question,
fast.
it's there. Order from Amazon, get it tomorrow. Order from Amazon, get it today.
Right.
It's because this is a very fast-paced planet.
Now it is.
We are used to, just go, boom, 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 and get things done. And we only have certain hours in the day to get these things situated, and then we start all over the next day. It's kind of like we don't get back to nature. We don't stop and smell the roses. We don't stop to, really enjoy
Each other
Mhm.
and this planet and everything that has to
Life.
offer.
It's just a simple: take a deep breath, close your eyes, and
Just
just
enjoy it.
And
Yes.
the answer to your father, I mean your dad, he's around. Energy, I don't think disappears.
No.
It remains,
Mm.
and that's why we
It
hear
recycles.
right. We hear people's energy. We hear like residual energy. We hear intelligent conversation, and they're all around. I agree with you, Cass, on that because
Yeah.
they're always there, day or night.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's just some are more active at night.
Exactly.
And
they come
some
out.
might have a way of more energy in order to be able to communicate. Okay, I just wanted to say hello to everybody on the chat. We have Patrick, we have Angie, we have Karma. I saw Nikki as well. Just everyone that's on there. If you guys can click like, share, and subscribe, that helps us, our channel. And also it tells us that you're really enjoying our content, and this is kind of something that we use in order to find out what it is that we're going to talk about the next episode.
Yeah. And by the way, this is Scooby Doo. He decided to join the ParaChat, and he likes to lick my face.
He's the paradoggy.
Yeah.
He's a Parababe.
Yes. So yeah, what she was saying, it's interesting that we are now in this ParaChat because this helps us talk about the things that we usually talk about with each other, but we get to share it with you guys now.
Yeah, and it's really, really interesting. I think all of us have had a time in our life where the paranormal, whether it be I see something in the sky, it's doing something funny, and I can't explain it.
It's taking
Let
the
go.
time to look around, to
Slow
observe,
down and
to hear, to see, to really concentrate. And
Because we would not been able to see what we see in the sky if we weren't looking up.
exactly. Exactly.
What the heck is that?
Yeah.
and there is a reason, and I agree with you,
Mhm.
Diana, about like meeting each other and seeing each
Mhm.
other. There's a purpose.
Yes.
Like I said, it goes back to purpose. It goes back to balance.
Yes.
Us being together and sharing our experiences with ourselves and with others is meant to be.
And we
Yeah.
learn from you. We learn from people who watch us. I mean, we're meeting new people like Michael Scott, like Joya Adventures. We're meeting people. We are,
Mhm.
and not all in person, but through this forum, which is YouTube and Instagram and Facebook, which we're on. And we talk to people. We talk to them, and they tell us their stories. They say, "Hey, this is what happened," or "My loved one has passed away. This is how I communicate with him, and what do you think?" And then we learn from each other. And all these new tools that we're using too, like the pendulum grid and the
Yes.
pendulum, it's very interesting that the spirits choose to communicate with the tools they want to use or can use. Because when we were at Black Star Canyon, we had a lot of responses with the rods,
Yes.
with the dowsing rods, and some of the spirits were having problems communicating with the PSB7.
You see,
So they're like a physical energy.
yeah,
I
As
think it
opposed
was
to a
physical. They were
vocal.
moving the rods, but they couldn't talk through.
The PSB7.
Exactly. So that was strange.
and it all comes down to energy. Yeah. Haunted Trucking is in. I see him in the chat.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Welcome. And Nikki says she was watching our video at 3 p.m. She was cooking and doing laundry. I love it.
Yes, thank
See,
you.
our form of investigating is like we want to
Show people how, right? We do it.
we want to, have them learn how to do it. And our style is, getting our questions answered, our personal questions, or just trying to find out like what's happening or where do you go or
Right.
or what are they doing.
I want to ask the questions that people really want to ask.
Yes.
What happens after you die? Where do we go? Do extraterrestrials exist? Where are they? Do they live here with us? I want the juicy questions answered.
Well, listen, for an extraterrestrial to exist, there has to be something. Now, we could be born to another planet, another universe. We could be born to anything. We don't have to stay on this planet
True.
or be the beings that we are born into here.
Right, right.
And it doesn't matter whether it's, again, an ant, a horse, a lion, a dog, a person, doesn't matter what.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to be born here in that respect. So, I mean, it's really good. I think, though, a lot of us feel things and we want to ask them.
Mm-hmm.
And feeling it is nice. Getting the answers is satisfying.
Right.
Getting
Right.
the answers is satisfying. And I think when we go to
Queen Mary?
Queen Mary is number one. I think the one thing that we have to take with us and make sure is powered up.
Mm-hmm.
I have a PSB7.
Mm-hmm.
The group has a PSB7.
Take extra batteries because
Yes.
even if they're new, they always seem to not work or drain.
mysteriously, right?
Angie, our other Parababe, has a set of headphones, and we'll use those headphones. We'll use the other headphones we have, and technically I think in the grotto, it would be best if we did the PSB7 rather than out in the open.
Mm-hmm.
Again, record the
Digital
conversation
recorder.
on the digital recorder, so the PSB7 is picked up and everything of that nature.
Right.
And then put the headphones on and the blindfold on.
Yeah.
Hi, Fallen Angel. Welcome.
Hello, welcome.
Hi, Fallen
Thank
Angel.
you for joining us.
Thank you. Yeah, and I think we should try to do the headphones experiment with the blindfold.
Oh, the one we did
with you
for
guys at a
first. Was
distance.
it our first episode? Our second episode, right?
Yeah, because we could put someone in the grotto
Mm-hmm.
and stand at the entrance of the grotto.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to test that. I was
Yeah.
thinking about that earlier. I was
Yeah.
like, I think we should have
Right.
a distance,
Right.
and
Mhm.
then see,
To make sure that you're not listening to us, or maybe even though maybe not consciously, but subconsciously you can hear us maybe. So if we're like further away from each other, there's no chance that you can hear us.
I think another good idea is get a piece of paper that's big enough with big enough print, turn it towards the camera and away from her, because she can't be, we can have another camera on her looking at her.
Okay.
And then the camera's facing us,
Right.
and we have the question,
Mm-hmm.
and then let's see what the answer is that we
Okay.
get. Same thing at Queen Mary.
I think I'm excited about the Queen Mary. I
Yes.
love the Queen Mary. Besides the fact that we're gonna go have clam chowder
Oh,
and a drink.
some bread.
I want to
They
find
have
some
homemade
spirits.
bread.
I know. I can't wait. It's gonna be so much fun. And we're, Angie's gonna come over, and or Angela, our fourth Parababe, and we're gonna be all together. And this is the best. We love it.
Yeah, and this time, and Angie, I really want you to come on and sit down with us. There's plenty enough room on this couch.
On the couch.
We can fit, or hey, we can sit you right next to Cass, and you can join Cass rather than her be alone and us be together. But we'll all four be together. So
Yes.
yeah.
And I believe that our energy when we're together, it, as a group in unison, kind of helps communication.
Mhm.
And like when we were at Black Star Canyon, water helps communication as well. It's like it helps create energy, or natural energy for them to communicate, to really talk to us.
Okay,
Yes.
here's another question for our nice TSW ParaChat room. Would be to get one of those small water things. You put water in it, and it's a pump, and you could set it back where the pear bear is.
What does it
A
do?
mini water fountain.
Water fountain.
It's
a
like
little water fountain.
like a
Desktop
side.
one.
Have you ever thought about doing ITC?
What is that?
I believe. Well, I've seen people take pictures on water. They ask questions, and then they move the water, and they put a light over it, and then they take pictures of it, and then some stuff that shows up on there is like faces and animals and words
we could try
too.
it.
Ooh, that'll
could
be
try it.
fun.
Yeah.
So can we buy like a big bowl, put rocks in it? Is that what?
No, it's just a bowl. Just
No
a
rocks?
bowl, nothing in there except for water. You move the water around, you ask a question. And you have a light over the water, and then you ask a question, and you take pictures or video, and sometimes like faces and words show up. So that's another form of communication, because like I said, sometimes spirits, depending on their level of energy, is what they use to communicate. I mean, the more tools we have, and we have been using, the more we realize that not all spirits have the same level of energy.
Well, in the where the grotto is, there's also water there. Now, I don't know if there's a water feature. I did not see a water feature. Doesn't mean there isn't one.
I saw like a little
I know there's a pond.
like a tiny little fountain, almost like a bird feeder type look. Inside of the grotto, it's like white, but I don't know. I couldn't really tell, and there wasn't enough photos, close enough for me to tell. So I guess we'll find out.
Right.
We'll do an investigation there, and do our
Yes.
our blindfold session with the PSP and recorder,
Right.
and see what we get.
We should take our grid.
Yes.
We should take our grid so we can see like any movement or anything. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Okay, girls. We have people in chat that would want to ask some questions. Okay. If you want to open that up. Okay, guys, in chat, if you have a question for the spirits, feel free to put it in there. We're gonna be asking questions, and you know what? Let me close this door over here so that it doesn't affect the pendulum, because there's a little bit of breeze coming in. And then we're gonna start asking questions from the people on chat. And thank you, Nikki, for liking and sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you so
we
much.
Appreciate everything.
That helps us.
It all helps.
The form of communication that we're going to use right now is the pendulum grid and board.
And if we have time, we might do maybe PSD 7 if we have a little bit of time.
Idea. Okay, this crystal, the girls made it for me. They asked me the beads that I wanted on the end. I did ask for the evil eye to keep bad and negative away. Okay. And the crystal is beautiful. It really has taken to me, and I really enjoy using this to ask questions. Tonight, I want to open the communication this evening to people with positive and white light background.
Can you get
I-
the grid closer to you, Diana, so they can see it on screen?
Here, let me see.
I think
Okay.
they should be able to see it from there. And if you want to flip it up a little bit so they can see what you're seeing,
Okay, so this is yes.
put it closer to the.
Here, how about this?
There you go.
This is yes. I face the moon towards me, so the sun, I think it's actually the sun. It is actually pointed to me and smiling. So this is yes. This is no. This is unknown. And this is possibly. I've had one of everything, and I've also had where spirit will circle this and not answer anything at all. It's
It
just
kind
a
of
slight,
spins and
yeah,
kind of circles.
it goes
and
like
then
this.
It usually, when we ask things about the future or things that we're not supposed to know, it spins around and it doesn't let us know. So we'll
And
kinda-
there's only a few questions that they don't answer to that we're not supposed to know,
Exactly.
which is it has to be like, what are the lotto numbers for
Oh,
next
yeah.
week's?
Or am I going to be rich in 5 years? Or am I going to get a lot of money? Is someone going to send me money? You know,
Mhm.
if the intent of this person that you're asking a question is for knows the intent already of the other person's, you may get an answer. But if it still is the power of choice of that other person.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, so if anyone on chat, feel free to type in your question. The clearer the question, the better. So I can tell Diana exactly what to ask. But she's gonna go ahead and open up communication now.
And I just asked my family to give the opportunity to the people on chat. If you can help answer the question, I greatly appreciate it. And thank you very much. Do you agree to that? And that's a yes.
That's a yes. It went like this.
Yeah,
you wanna
it's
move the
going like
candle?
this.
Like-
there we go.
There, that's better.
So they did answer one question, and it was yes. So if you have a question, we'd love to get an answer for you.
I thought I seen a question here from, but it already went up. So I think it was Patrick who had a question, but I'm not sure. Just you can go ahead and ask if you want whatever question you like, and then if I see one, I'll let you know.
Okay. Well, we want to know tonight, will we be successful in our next travel as Parababes, all 4 of us next Friday, be successful in getting spirit communication from any of the persons we ask for at the cemetery or Queen Mary? And that is a yes.
Yay!
And if you look, it's getting stronger.
Yes, it's swinging.
Look at that.
Yes, I see that.
Karma wants to know, will they finally find out why my daughter is having seizures after her MRI? So feel free to ask.
Okay. Will Karma find out whether the MRI
That her daughter is having
having
seizures.
will they find out what is causing the seizures? Will Karma be able to get satisfied with the answers from the doctors for her daughter's MRI? And it's yes.
So it's
It
a
is
yes.
Yeah, they're gonna
It
find
is
out.
a yes.
Yeah.
So as you know, my hand stays still. I am not rocking this at all. So I want you to know that is a yes answer. So that's good. We
So
got
that's
a good
good.
question. Yes.
Okay. So and I want to ask a question of the spirits. If you can ask them, will we be able to ever make it to Canada to investigate?
Will we be able to investigate in Canada as a group? Yes.
That's a yes.
And that's awesome because I'm
That
gonna
is a very big yes.
good. We'll have to visit the Daily Dee,
That's right.
who's gonna be our guest next Friday for our next live episode.
Okay.
Any other questions from chat? Let us know. Go ahead. Okay.
Okay. Is spirit happy that we are able to communicate by using the pendulum and grid?
It's kind of circling.
It's circling and then it's moving to a yes.
Yeah,
See
like
how
it's
it is?
changed its answer.
Oh, it
Yeah.
did.
It's going
It
like this. It's
did.
yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, it really is.
Like they kind of go like.
They think
okay,
about it.
Yeah.
Is there spirit here now that can see us trying to communicate with them? Yes.
They can see us.
Yes, they can see us.
Ask them if they can. Well, if they can see us, I wonder if they can hear us.
Can you hear us as well as see us?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
The light is. They really don't want to answer us. It's circling, look.
You can ask the question in a different way.
Can you hear the questions that we ask you? Yes. So you see how it changes and you have to put it down. It changed.
Sometimes you have to rephrase your question like clearer and like more simple, like shorter.
Yeah, just straight to the point.
Right, straight to the point.
It's a really interesting tool, and I think we can use the PSB7 as well to try and get an idea. Scooby's looking at me awfully funny, like, lady, what in the world are you doing?
He's paying attention. I want to ask a question. Is it true that using mirrors for communication open portals?
Is it true that using mirrors to communicate opens portals? Yes.
Yes, that's a strong yes.
Yeah.
That's a very strong yes.
With any communication, I think, you know, I mean, it's a form of communication. It's all about intention. I believe. And if you're, you know, like say your intent is something, you know, malevolent, then, you know.
Just depends, and depends on what your questions are and what you want to find out. I mean, if you want to find out bad stuff, I don't know.
Well, you know, I'd like Cass or Carmen to try and use my pendulum and my grid. Maybe that will give you guys a little bit of an idea. Because sometimes when you, and mind you, this is personalized, and I did ask them to personalize this board for me. This is mine. So it has my nickname on it. It has what I want on it, and it has the crystal and the beads that I selected again with the evil eye. So do you want to try it and see if you can get answers from it? Because I think my aura, my everything is in
your energy is in your
energy.
And you bond to the actual,
especially
you know,
that crystal.
Yes. Yeah. And it depends on your energy.
So maybe you can ask a question, Diana.
Is there family here right now that wants to communicate with me? Yes.
That's a big yes.
Yes,
yeah.
that's a big yes.
That's always a big yes for you.
For some reason, I have, you know what Dee said to me last week? she said the spirits never go away. And if you loved them in life, in death, they'll be there for you as well. And they will never leave you. And that just makes me even more happy because situations always arise. You want them around and you want them to whoever. And again, I have my faith and my belief, and they're probably there talking to somebody saying, yeah, you
It's
know,
like an energy.
yeah,
it's
can we do it? Can we work it from this end too? Because she'll do it. She'll do what she needs to do. We know that.
Yes.
And they'll do it for me too. So
of course.
There's a question from Patrick. It says, who is the spirit I see next to the one with the glasses? They are wearing blue plaid shirt and a farmer's coveralls. So Patrick wants to know, who is the spirit that shows up with glasses next to the one with glasses? In blue plaid shirt and farmer coveralls.
But how are you gonna ask?
Who is the spirit? Who is it? Is it
a family member?
A family member? Is the spirit a family member?
Of Patrick.
Of Patrick.
Unknown. Is that possibly?
It says possibly. It's a big possibly.
For
that's
family
a huge
member.
Possibly.
Yeah. So,
ask them if they're trying to communicate with him.
are the spirits that are showing up to Patrick right now? Are they what did you
Wanting
say?
to communicate?
Wanting to communicate.
Are they going to want to communicate a message directly to Patrick?
Yes.
That's a
And look how big.
Yeah, that's a quick yes.
That is a yes. That is not, oh, him, ha.
It's not slow.
It's
It's like
yes.
Yes.
okay.
It's almost like someone's talking to you. Yes. Don't you know that? It's
So-
that aggressive.
Yeah.
I want to get that point out to
Right.
you.
So they are trying to give him a message.
Mhm.
And through the grid, we won't be able to find out exactly what the message is.
But we can definitely do the
PSP7 and we can
And we can
ask.
try that and definitely put our energy into getting you an answer.
Right. And we have Angie saying, there's a question. She
Okay.
wants to ask, do you see someone next to Diana?
Angela wants to know if there is
Someone.
someone next to Diana. Are you next to Diana on the right?
No. What is that?
It's kind of
Circle?
circling.
Circling. Are you a family member?
Wait, you gotta
is
start it over.
Is there a spirit next to Diana on the left?
It's slowly going in more. Yes, yes, yes.
And we don't have the K2 meter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She so whoever is next to Diana is on the left, so that means it's
Between
sitting
us.
right here.
You want to get the K2 meter and the PSB7 so we can maybe do something
Yeah.
real quick.
Okay.
And while, yeah, we could do that. Angie, are you seeing something on the screen, or is it just giving you a feeling that there's someone here? Because it's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. Or is the camera trying to focus and it's not focusing properly?
It's trying to focus, but it may be because you guys are moving around and
Mhm.
so the camera does try to focus that way. Kara's gonna try to get some of the tools so that we can ask more detailed questions.
Mhm.
You want to close up communication with the grid?
Okay. I'm gonna do that, and then all that I ask with the grid, again.
Oh, we got another question. Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
It says, ask Diana if she knows a farmer in plaid shirt. If you know a farmer in plaid shirt.
Okay, I have to say something. My uncle just passed away, and they own property. I'm not going to say where. And he was a farmer.
You're kidding.
No.
That was your
And
uncle?
he used,
He's here then.
he must be.
We should try to
And that's
communicate
why-
with
The
him.
K2 meter is going crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's here. Okay, when did he pass away?
Within the last week.
Within the last
past
week.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we
sorry.
know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe we should try to communicate with him. Can you want to say
Um,
his name or a nickname?
Well, everybody knew him by his nickname. So what I'll say is we called him Rick. So I'll say, Uncle Rick, are you here today with me? Strong yes.
Mm-hmm.
Strong yes.
Okay.
Are you with my family that you knew here and my grandmother meeting her for the first time? Yes.
You're getting a lot of yeses.
Yes. And,
And the
this is-
K2 meter is going crazy. It's going
Yeah.
almost all the way to orange.
yeah, he just passed away and my family was doing his celebration today. I actually ordered flowers for delivery today. So-
it's going to red.
Yeah.
So it looks like he may be to your left.
Yeah. And I'm feeling a lot of
Really?
pressure and it might be Uncle Rick, I want to ask you, are you
Go ahead,
here
go ahead.
to
Fast. Yeah.
let me know that your energy is willing to communicate with with your family?
Ask it in a different way, maybe.
Do you want to communicate something to me that I would be able to communicate with the family? And it's yes. I'm getting yes.
Okay, the reason why Angie asked about the farmer or this
Uh-huh.
person is because Patrick saw him next to you.
Oh, Patrick.
Patrick
did.
in chat saw him next to you.
Yeah, that would be my uncle. He passed away. We found out on Memorial Day that he passed away. So
So
I
sorry.
can't say the state that they live in or anything like that, but he was a farmer and he spent many years doing that
Oh,
and construction.
oh
and
well,
construction,
Patrick.
but yeah.
Yeah, thank you
Thank
for letting
you
us
very
know.
much. I appreciate
And
it.
what was your uncle's nickname? You said
Rick.
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 Thank you for being here for Diana. We are going to also try to communicate with you with other tools.
Would you consider communicating with the PSB7? Yes. Okay, Uncle Rick, we're going to open up communication with PSB7 very shortly. Thank you again, Patrick. I do appreciate it. I'm going to close communication here on the pendulum and the grid. And I want to say thank you for everyone coming to communicate. If you could please return to where you came. And everybody on the chat, our next one, please feel free to ask questions.
We have a question from Nikki.
Oh, okay.
Did you want to? We already closed it though. With the
I could reopen it. Anybody of the white light with positive energy, Nikki has a question, and I do want to open for her. What is the question, Nikki?
Let's see. She wants to know if she will be successful in school in October of this year.
October of 2019, will Nikki be successful in her schooling? Yes.
Yes, Nikki.
That's a yes.
And see how it's going? It's swinging pretty good. I wish we had a camera here on the table, because I think if we had a
Hi,
camera
Kelsey.
here.
Hi, Kelsey. Welcome.
Hello, welcome. Thank you for coming.
Well, thank you for taking the time to come on in and
Yes.
join our chat, ParaChat.
Yes, and we're gonna move to the PSB7 next. I do want to again close this session of the pendulum and the grid by saying, please return to where you came. We will communicate at another time, and everyone on the chat and anyone that's new, please feel free next time to come in and ask questions. And if you could please return where you came from. Do you agree to this? And everybody can see it's a yes.
That's a yes.
It's a yes.
So are we gonna do a PSB 7 or
Yes.
okay? So are we still opening questions up to the chat?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
Or whoever hears anything that is relevant, feel free to let us know in the chat as well. I'm just gonna go ahead and
Okay,
turn it
the
on.
K2 meter is going crazy. I don't know if it has to do with the speaker. That's next to it. Maybe move it over to where you're at, Di. Oh, it's going to red. You want to show it over to the phone, the camera.
Is it if I hold it?
It's a
Maybe the energy.
Could be your phone.
yeah. Just get and maybe the iPad's okay because it's not that close to it. Okay, just like aim it forward to the camera so they can see.
So right there. Yeah, put it right there.
Yeah.
Is
Can
it
you guys
going
see
off
that
still?
okay there? Got people in chat?
Is it still going?
No, it's not.
No.
Interesting. Oh, okay. Nikki says, thank you. Awesome. I was scared, but now I'm not. Thanks, girls.
Don't worry about it.
No, girl, go for it.
Get it.
Look,
Like
look how long it took me to graduate from college.
I
You
will-
can do it
Yeah, I'm going to
Yeah.
graduate in June.
next week.
Actually, in a few days. So it's the intention, like we talked about before in the chat. It's all intention, and whatever energy you put forth will manifest whatever you intend to do, or what your desires are,
Desires and
Right.
passion.
and your passion. And
Yes, and she's a mommy of 2 and a wife. So I can see why it would be kind of scary going back to school and everything. But you can do it, girl. You're super smart. You know what you want. You always have. You can do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So the Kelsey says they can see the K2 meter fine.
Okay.
So
Okay,
we're
great.
good to
So we're
go.
gonna go ahead and start our PSB Spirit Box session.
So just be careful because in the beginning,
Yeah, it's loud.
sorry about that. Tell us if you guys can hear it okay.
Is it okay? Be careful.
Okay, be careful. Oh, be careful of what? Who's here? Can you say hi? Who's here? The K2 meter is going on to red. What's your name? Do you know anybody's name here or in the chat?
Diana?
Diana. The sisters, that's us.
Yes.
Hi, we are Diana, we are the sisters. Do you know anyone on chat that's on chat? Anyone that's watching us? Patrick.
I think it's in here.
Patrick. Do you have a message for Patrick?
How many people are present right now with us?
And I heard Cass. I heard you say Diana. Do you have a message for Diana?
Can you guys get in line and say your name? And the first person come close and speak here.
Sender is kind of hard to hear. It's too far away from the mic.
Can you guys hear this better? Did you want to leave a message for anyone in chat?
Can you say hi? Hello?
Hello.
Hello. You have a message?
Can you leave your name or the name of the person you want to leave a message for?
Is there someone here wearing a flat shirt?
Love you.
Love you. What's your name? Okay, so they're saying Diana.
Can I have your name so I know who's communicating?
It's a male. What is your name? Now, male voice. What is your name, please?
A lady or a baby?
A baby? Karma wants to know if this is Rick. Is Rick here for Karma? A baby. We keep hearing baby.
I do.
You do what? Angie.
Diana.
Diana. Who's here for Diana? What is your message?
Can you tell me what your name is and what your message is?
Who's baby? What baby?
I thought I heard Caroline.
Caroline?
Rick, are you here?
I will.
Is there anyone next to me?
Patrick said either a dog bark. A dog bark. No, it's not barking. Let's make up. Let's know.
Who do you want to make up with? It's getting colder in here.
I feel like static.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel.
It's getting staticky. Is that you? It's staticky? It might.
accident.
What accident? You have a message for anyone in the chat?
R. Who's R?
Who's R?
Same point.
We hear a male. What is your name?
Who are you here to talk to? I heard Patrick.
Patrick. You have a message for Patrick?
Patrick can hear you. What would you like to say?
Can you say one of our names if you know any of us?
Your screen, the screen with you guys is getting pixelated and it's coming in and out.
There's probably someone over here.
It's fine. Like mine's not pixelated. Karma wants to know if you know her name. Can you say her nickname? You know Karma's nickname. Karma. Is it Karma?
And I'm hearing Kathy. No, I heard it.
What's Karma's nickname? Behind who? Is it Diana?
Who's behind me? I'm just feeling a lot of coldness.
I heard baby.
Baby? Who's baby?
My baby.
Your baby? What about your baby?
Who's your baby? You are? That was
Who's baby? Who is your baby? Diana.
oh my goodness.
Diana is your baby?
This is our baby. Can you see the dog? Can you say doggy?
The K2 is going off like crazy. Talk to me.
Diana, talk to me.
Hello, who are you? May I have your name, please?
California?
Yeah, we are from California.
We heard you. Angela.
Angela. Yes, Angela is coming to California next week.
Would you like to leave your name and message for Angela?
Problem?
Baby. Who's baby?
What's the problem with your baby? Is your baby okay?
Angela. What message you want to leave Angela?
I thought I heard say hi.
Say hi.
She can hear you telling her hello. Is there something else you want to say to her?
My baby.
What is your name? Baby. We understand something about your baby. What's wrong with your baby?
Is your baby sick?
Right?
Is your baby sick?
Can you tell us what your baby has?
Is Angel having a baby, maybe?
Who's Angel?
Nikki asked the question.
Oh.
Diane. Is there someone next to us? Right here?
Is there someone in the middle between Carmen and I? Can you give us your name?
How many of you are here? 10.
Is there 10 people here?
I'm feeling like,
It feels like there's just a lot of spirits right now, or something.
like static. Like I feel like static or like little. Did you want to leave a message for someone in chat?
I'd like to.
You'd like to? Please leave your message.
I'm Rick.
Rick is here, Karma. Rick, you have a message for Karma? Rick, what's your message for Karma? Karma's listening to you. Leave her a message if you like.
Is there any spirit here that would like to leave a message to anyone?
People in chat say 10. Is there 10 people here? 10?
Can you please do us a favor? Can you give everyone an opportunity to leave a message? If you could stand in line and just leave your name and who you're leaving a message to. I heard what kind of favor? Huh? I heard what kind of favor? Can you leave a message and to the name of the person you want to leave it to? Thermostat.
The thermostat? Are you gonna make it cold in here? I hear a lady. Who's that?
Your email present?
It's going up to orange. It's not us. Oh, never mind.
Are you the one making my meter go off?
Can you say my name? What's my name?
Can you see us?
C. Okay. My name's Cassandra. Can you say hi, Cassandra? No. You don't want to say hi to me?
Can you say hello to Carmen?
Diana. You say how, Carmen? I thought I heard Diana. Can you say hi to Carmen again? Diana. You want to talk to Diana?
Well, I'd like to talk to you. Can you tell me who I'm talking to? And give me your name, please.
But her children drowning.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
I hope not.
I hope that's not true.
I hope not. I hope we misunderstood that.
Is there someone that would like to leave a message?
Leave a message for Diana. We're gonna close up this session. So if you have a message for Diana, can you please leave a message for Diana now? We hear you say Diana. What is your message for Diana? Nikki would like to say hi. Can you say hi, Nikki?
If there's anybody out there, would you like to say hello, Nikki? I heard Nikki.
Yeah. Oh, they said Nikki right now. Who said thank you for saying hi to Nikki?
You're welcome.
You're welcome. She says hi right back. Diana.
Hello.
Hi. Hello. Can you say hi, sisters?
Can you say hi, Parababes?
Nikki wants you to say hi again. Can you say hi, Nikki?
Can you say hi, Nikki?
I said, Nikki. Heaven? Are you in heaven? Or you live there and you're just visiting us? Nikki says thank you for saying hi to her. Is someone here for Nikki? You have a message for Nikki?
guys doing right now? Are you guys talking to each other? Can you say yes?
No. Are you guys talking to us only? Are you tired? Patrick says you either got to rest. Are you tired? Yeah. Okay. We're gonna cut the session then. We don't want you to be tired.
Please return to where you came. First, we would ask that you leave your final message, and then we'll say our goodbyes, okay?
Yes, go ahead and talk. Leave your message. Okay, if you're tired, you're going to sleep.
Thank you for coming to visit and speak with everybody this evening.
You're welcome. Goodbye. Have a good night.
Goodbye. Please return to where you came from. We'll communicate next time, okay?
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Do not stay here. Go back to where you came from. Do not stay in this location. Do not attach yourself to us. We will talk to you again. Goodbye.
Bye. Well,
Wow.
ladies and gentlemen,
There you have
that was a good one.
it. That was crazy.
Yes, there were a lot of spirits here. I think they
Yes.
weren't really like going like one by one, and they kept saying you're welcome. They said Patrick. They said Angela, Diana, Nikki. They didn't want to talk to
Karma.
me. And Karma. Rick was here for Karma.
Patrick.
Patrick, yeah, they were here
Yeah.
for Patrick.
Mhm.
They didn't want to talk to me tonight.
They said no.
No.
But for sure Diana.
That's funny. And it is. Lately, I've been noticing when we do these sessions, because due to a health issue, my family's been coming like mad banshees into the room. I want to get in here. Let me talk to this girl. So I don't know what it is exactly. I'm thinking that it's that. So they're just here saying, hey, we got your back type of thing.
Right. They're
So,
here to help you out with your issue.
Yeah.
And I think they're here and saying, don't worry, everything's gonna be okay.
Exactly. So, and I don't
Good
want
night,
them
Karma.
to worry.
Good night, Karma. Thank you for
Good
coming in.
night. Thank you again.
Yeah, so I think that's it, guys. I mean,
Yeah.
the K2 meter is still going off. We're gonna have to tell them again after we go off live.
And we're gonna sage
to
ourselves.
close it off because they're still here, I believe, and they still want to communicate. So if anyone's still here, please come back another time. We will talk to you again.
Please be patient. Come back to go back to where you came from. Be at peace, rest, and sleep. We will communicate another time.
You notice that it got hotter?
Yeah,
I'm like
it's
hot
warmer.
now.
It's not breezy like it was
It's not
before.
breezy. And I kept feeling like static in the air.
Yeah, I
like
felt
my
it over here.
arms.
Like first it was on this arm, and I thought I felt a tap.
I
here.
felt it here.
Really?
Mhm.
I felt it here, and it almost felt like someone went like this,
Wow.
like to my arm.
Yeah. Well, Patrick said he did see someone
Yeah.
there.
So,
And it's interesting that he saw exactly how you describe your uncle who just passed away. Used to wear those outfits.
it was within this week. So
I'm curious, you guys. How is the screen look right now when we have everything off?
Well, the K2 meter is still going off.
Yeah, is it trying to focus or what does it look like right now?
Oh, Michael Scott just got on.
Hey,
Hi,
Michael.
Michael.
You just missed our
PSP session and our nice pendulum and grid that the girls made me.
Oh, Patrick says that they are watching over you, and sorry if he scared you.
This is Scooby.
No, you know what? It didn't scare me because I have dreams constantly about my family. I know that they're here. I do my own little sessions, but I actually have been feeling a lot more lately, like more and more coming in.
Right.
And I do feel it. So if that's the case, it doesn't really scare me. Thank you for letting me know, because it just helps. Because again, like I said, today I sent flower arrangements to my family near their home. And he was a farmer. I can't tell you the state or anything like that. I gave my word on that, so I won't do it. But I will say that he wore plaid and he was a farmer. And he had cows and everything like that. So
that's interesting that Patrick
yes.
saw him next to you through a camera, through YouTube.
Yes.
It's crazy. Now, Patrick, I'm wondering, are you a medium? What made you see her uncle that just passed away next to her through YouTube? Are you a medium, or do you have powers or gifts, or this is the first time you've seen that?
That's cool.
Are you an empath, or do you?
Does this happen to you?
Yes. Because I only ever get communication in dreams, other than using the PSB7, the pendulum, and the grid.
But the K2 meter is still going to red, so
Yes.
I don't think that he's
gone.
I don't think he's gone. I think he wants to communicate with you, and we probably should have a private session after to see if you can communicate with him.
Yes, because he does definitely want to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
It was unexpected.
Yeah.
So the family, was very shocked. Everyone was very shocked.
Yeah, it was
So,
very untimely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And actually, we went for a family thing months ago, and he just looked happy, and
at least you got the
Patrick says he's a medium. No wonder.
Oh
wow.
No wonder.
Thank you, Patrick.
You definitely you saw him here, and I believe he's still here. Honestly, because when we were having the session, it got really cold in here. I felt like static on my arms, which is weird. I hardly ever. I've only felt it twice before, but tonight I felt it again. Yeah. So I think he's still here, and we're just gonna.
And he found out before he passed away. I believe he found out from my aunt that I had been diagnosed with an illness. So that might be something. But if he's transitioning to where my grandmother, my grandfather, and my uncle are, and he did not know my grandmother because she passed away before we were born, and he was married to my aunt. But he knew my grandfather and was close to my grandfather and my uncle.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
So if he's with family now, which we were believing he was anyway.
I'm pretty sure he is.
Yeah.
Because, I've heard stories, and, you see all of these documentaries and testaments of people swearing that, like when they're NDEs or whatever, there's always someone waiting there for them to embrace them or to make them feel comfortable.
Right. Nikki, I guess she's saying he may have unfinished business, you think? Maybe we can ask him.
Yeah. I could definitely ask him that. And I'm sure it is because it was unexpected.
Right. And it's very interesting. Patrick says that he's a medium and a ghost hunter in Canada.
Oh, and we mentioned Canada.
We just mentioned Canada today.
We've been wanting to go to Canada.
Yeah.
There's our favorite people dwell in Canada. Our
Yeah,
favorite,
we'd love it. We'd love it if we could go.
Yeah.
And it's funny that we asked tonight.
Exactly.
We asked the spirits tonight if we are going to be able to make it to Canada to investigate. So maybe we'll join you, Patrick.
Yes.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. We have to cut it short now. We try not to make them too long, right? Our little parachats.
Yes.
We could talk forever. But
We can talk forever. Ask Michael Scott. We were talking his ear off. Poor guy.
But Michael will have to go and investigate. You didn't hear, but we're gonna go to Culver City and visit Holy Cross Cemetery. That's where Sharon Tate is buried. I have family that's buried there. So we're gonna try and see if we can see Rita Hayworth. She's there, get communication. My family's near the grotto. To the left of the grotto, when you're looking at it, where my family is buried at. To the left is Sharon Tate of the grotto, and to the right of the grotto is Rita Hayworth. Jimmy Durante and other actors and actresses back in the day are also buried there as well.
I'm pretty sure they have a lot to say. I mean,
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that there's people that go over there and, you know, talk to them
Yeah.
on a regular basis.
So, and I don't know, we'll do our little special PSB session there with the blindfold
Yeah.
and the earphones and their noise cancellation. So it's actually really going to be fun, and we get to visit the Queen Mary.
Yes, and
So-
we're gonna have to cut it short now because the K2 meter is still going, and we want to make sure that you talk to your uncle, right?
Yes.
And we want to thank everyone for coming in. Michael
Thank
Scott,
you so much.
Patrick,
Thank
Nick,
you. We appreciate all your
Angie. See you next week, Angie.
Thank you so much for the support, and thank you so much for typing in the chat. That means a lot to us.
Yes, and please like and subscribe and share. That helps us a lot. And also, if you have time, join us next Friday. All 4 of us are gonna be here,
Yes.
Yes.
And-
You
Including
get to meet
Angie.
all of us.
you get to see Angie.
And we're gonna harness our energy and power to speak with the spirits.
So if you have questions, if you want answered, come on by next Friday, and we'll see y'all.
Have a good evening.
Thank you, guys.
Goodbye. Thank you.